So today marks exactly 1 year since I started uploading consistently to YouTube. I actually got a little anniversary message from YouTube this morning and I figured, why not just sit down and talk? A lot of people, my friends and family mainly, have asked me how I've managed to balance working full-time while posting consistently. More importantly, they ask, why do I keep making videos even when they don't always perform the way I'd hope? And honestly, I think those two questions have the same answer. This isn't actually my first YouTube channel. Over the last decade, I've probably made 6 or 7 different channels. I'd get excited, upload a few videos, maybe even stick with it for a month or 2, and then I'd stop. You know the drill. Life gets busy, you lose motivation, you tell yourself you'll come back to it later, but later never comes. This is the first channel where I've genuinely committed to the long haul. I think there are a couple of reasons for that. For one, I'm a firm believer that faith, consistency, and hard work pay off. Shout out to Jaylen Brown. But another reason is because of something a good friend of mine told me. He's a successful creator, and he said that long-term success usually comes down to 2 things: the desire to inspire others and the will to win. I really like that, especially the second part, because how does one actually win? What's the criteria there? Well, whenever you decide to do something like learn a language, pick up a new hobby, start a business, or make YouTube videos, there are really only 2 outcomes. You succeed or you fail. And here's the thing, if you quit, you're guaranteed to fail. That's a given. It doesn't matter how talented you are or how much potential you have. The moment you give up, you've already chosen the ending. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean you keep doing the exact same thing over and over again if it isn't working. You have to tweak things. You have to learn. You have to experiment. And that's the reason why I've changed my content a lot over the past year. But as long as you're still showing up, still learning and putting in the work, you're giving yourself the opportunity to succeed. Maybe not today, maybe not next month, but eventually. That's the philosophy I've tried to apply to my life, and more importantly, to this channel. At the end of the day, my goal has never really changed. I want to share things I've learned, whether it's from books I've read, experiences I've had, or random thoughts that hit me in the shower. I just hope that some things that I say resonates with somebody. Maybe it helps someone, maybe it inspires someone, and that's ultimately my goal. And at the back of my mind, I always remind myself of one thing. If I quit, I lose. So I'm just not gonna quit. Now, as for balancing full-time work, life, and YouTube, the answer is routine. Seriously. When I first started this channel, I told myself I was going to upload every day, or at least every other day. You know how it goes. When you're motivated, you're excited, you feel like you can take on the world and you have so much capacity. Until about 2 weeks later when you're absolutely exhausted and burnt out. That's when I learned pretty quickly that motivation isn't something you can rely on. Routine is. Over the past year, I found a schedule that actually works for me. For me, 1 or 2 videos a week seems to be the sweet spot. Some evenings after work, I give myself permission to relax, learn a new language, pursue my hobby, which these days is chess. Other evenings, it's go time. And I found that to be incredibly sustainable. I've also realized that one of the hardest parts of content creation isn't even editing. It's figuring out what to make. Sometimes inspiration comes from another creator. Sometimes I read a book and I have the inspiration to make 1 chapter turn into an entire video. Sometimes it's literally just a random thought I had during the day and I make sure to write these down on my phone. Heck, this entire video exists because YouTube wished me a happy 1-year anniversary this morning. Ideas are kind of everywhere. You just have to notice them. Now, if I'm being completely candid and honest with you, there are definitely moments where I look at my analytics and I wonder why a video didn't perform or why my impressions are so low. I've gotten comments from people saying they don't understand why my channel isn't bigger as well. The truth is, I don't fully know either. I'm still learning. I'm still figuring out what works and what doesn't. When I first started, I hand drew stick figures and posted shorts pretty consistently. And those videos actually brought in a lot of subscribers. But over time, I realized that the kind of content I genuinely enjoy making is this. Just talking and playing Minecraft, sharing ideas, having conversations. Is it a more competitive space? Absolutely. It's probably a lot harder to stand out, but it's also the kind of content I can actually see myself making for years. And if I'm betting on anything, I'm betting on the ideas I learn, the stories I can tell, and hopefully the people I'm able to resonate with along the way. So, if you've watched one video or a few dozen, seriously, thank you. I appreciate every comment, every like, and every person who's decided to spend a few minutes listening to me ramble about life. This first year has taught me a lot, and I'm nowhere near where I want to be. But I also know that I'm a lot further than where I started. And if the last year has taught me anything, is that consistency isn't about never getting tired. It's about deciding that something matters enough to keep showing up. So here's to year 2. And I actually thought of something pretty fun to do in my next video. If you've watched until the end, leave me a question down in the comments. It can be about YouTube, my job, books, life, content creation, honestly, whatever. I'll pick a bunch of them and answer them, and that'll be my next video. As always, I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.